Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q2 FY21 earnings conference call of Wonderla Holidays Limited, hosted by ICICI Securities Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Abhidev Chattopadhyay from ICICI Securities Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of ICICI Securities, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Q2 FY21 call of Wonderla Holidays. From the management, we have with us Mr. Arun Chittilapilli, the Managing Director, and Mr. Satish Seshadri, the Chief Financial Officer. I now like to hand over the call to the management for their opening remarks. Over to you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. Welcome you to the conference call to discuss the second quarter of financial year FY21. We realize that many of you may be still working from home, and we hope that everyone is staying safe and healthy. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to have unforeseen impact on individuals, families, communities, businesses, and the world at large, as you may already know. Let's take a moment to salute the heroic efforts of people who are on the front line, working around the clock to make sure that we are all safe. Our parks remain closed for operations during the second quarter due to the lockdown. However, the entire team has been working on alternate scenarios, preparing for the resumption of businesses. We use this time to implement significant changes in the way we operate. We engineered our processes and expanded into related lines of business, incorporating changes in our leadership and board of directors. First, let me talk about certain changes to the leadership team. Mr. George Joseph, who was our JMD, has retired from active management due to the travel and health-related restrictions caused by the pandemic, and now is a non-executive director on our board. In his tenure as joint managing director, he initiated some great cost optimization efforts and set up foundation for expanding into new cities. The company recorded its highest ever EBITDA and significant margin expansion and profit generation. We thank him for his stellar leadership. Now, I have taken over as the managing director, and I'm excited to lead the company on its next journey of growth and transformation, so as to thrive in this post-pandemic world. I will be partnering with one of our board members, R. Lakshmi Narayan, who I also consider as a mentor, who has been designated as non-executive vice chairman. My father, Kochaja Chittilapilli, our founder and promoter, has retired from the board as well. He will continue to guide us as a mentor and chairman emeritus. At Wonderla, we are financially strong and resilient, and are committed, and we have competent and dedicated workforce. We recognize that the business environment is changing in a fundamental, irreversible, and rapid manner, and are preparing with multiple strategic initiatives, not just to anticipate the benefit from this change, but to actively drive it for our short and long-term competitive edge. The leisure, entertainment, and experiential businesses will grow substantially, and we see the clear trend towards customers willing to pay a premium for world-class experiences. In a world where people have been confined to their homes for over 6 months, there will be a significant demand for healthy and active, outdoorsy, fun, safe, hygienic travel. And we are eagerly waiting to welcome back our guests to our parks and resorts. We are in the process of an enterprise-wide digital transformation. We have just kickstarted that process. It will impact the effectiveness and efficiencies across every function and department. With technological advances, a focus on data analytics and the creation of more interactive, dynamic, and immersive attractions, Wonderla is moving towards a more personalized and magical experience. We have been regularly engaging with customers throughout the lockdown via social media. but we would like to step up those efforts in a significant way going forward. During the lockdown, we have leveraged our existing infrastructure and in-house capabilities for some experiments in new business areas like a cloud kitchen, which we have started in the month of June. We have 4 outlets currently, 2 in Bangalore, 1 each in Hyderabad and Cochin. It's still at a very incubation stage, so we are still learning as we go along. We also, in Q2, we also test launched a new initiative called Wonderla Garden, which is a plant nursery based offering. Our hope is that it was inaugurated by my father and the founder, Mr. Chaudhary Chilapur. It offers a range of plants and indoor and outdoor plants, which we already have a garden set up in all of our parks to maintain our parks. We felt that this could be something that people could be looking at in the future. But of course, we want to do it in a slightly different way, but still it's an incubation stage. Many entertainment parks across the world have resumed operations, albeit on a much lower scale. Some parks in the US saw good response during the Halloween festivities last week. Despite suffering a crippling blow during the pandemic, I think the global industry looks optimistic. On 30th September, under the Unlock 5 guidelines, Ministry of Home Affairs has issued guidelines for cinema halls, entertainment parks, pools, and so on and so forth. We are planning to open our parks around the middle of November. Last week, guidelines were extended till 30th November. So accordingly, we have resumed operations at our resort in Bangalore from 15th October. As a gesture of respect and gratitude to the COVID warriors, we will be offering free entry to them from November 9th to 12th in our Bangalore park. The park will be open to public from 13th of November. We have strengthened our safety protocols and details are in the presentation. All our rides have been maintained with optimal conditions throughout the lockdown. As the rides are spread out over a vast stretch of land, social distancing measures will be easier for us to implement. During these unprecedented times, we continue to optimize our costs, and our team's efforts have led to significant drop in expenses. We have continued to optimize our costs, and we have reduced our costs to a bare minimum. As a result of these measures, our monthly expenses have reduced from 10 crores in March 2020 to less than 3 crores in August 2020. Amusement parks fulfill a fundamental and universal and timeless human desire to roam, play, and experience thrills, and as a cohort for which there will not be a real substitute. We don't see a permanent change because of the pandemic for the amusement park industry. I think we will come back. They will continue to provide unique and irreplaceable source of memorable experiences to cherish for a lifetime. As a team, we are united and optimistic to face the challenges and benefit from the opportunities, and our team spirit and ingrained culture bind us to understand the environment and emerge stronger. Thank you very much. Over to the next person.
Shall we start with the question and answer session, sir?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Rahul Ramaswamy from Perfect Research Fund. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Sir, I have some questions. I'll be listing it together. Sir, assuming we are operating in normal times, free of COVID in the long run, My first question is, given Kochi's population is 30 lakhs and our target audience generally being the local population, what do you think is our long-term potential size of the Kochi park in terms of annual footfall? Next, parks globally have a merchandising contribution of 25% of revenues. How are we looking to increase our share in this vertical? Like, for example, Disney, are we trying to create our own mascots or use Indian characters? Next, can you throw some light on customer loyalty schemes and the grip on customer data analytics? Do we maintain data on repeat customers and spending patterns? Lastly, sir, is it right to look at global parks in terms of the size of opportunity, given the climate is not extreme there, and given our extreme summer and winters, do you think the addressable market is much less in India? That's all, sir.
Sorry, you have too many questions, so I will answer what I remember.
Sure.
I think definitely India doesn't have a extreme climate. I think especially our parks are situated. I think we have pretty tropical weather, and tropical weather is the right place to do an amusement park. If you look at all the global parks, the ones which are in tropical weather are the ones which usually do the best business because they can be open throughout the year. And I think our parks are all in areas where we can be open 365 days. So I think that takes care of one question. Cochin so we don't look at only footfall from Cochin. Cochin may be having a population of only 30 lakhs. But we get about 1 million visitors in our park. Doesn't mean 1/3 of the city is coming to our park every year.
Okay.
City, so we attract footfall from that area. So I don't think, and I don't think we have really I don't think we have exhausted our market potential. Data analytics on customer loyalty. Currently, we don't have much data. We have a loyalty program, but it's a pre-digital old kind of loyalty program. We have about 1.5 lakh people who are in the loyalty program, but we are now going to revamp that completely to a more digital system. We have just started work on that, so I cannot speculate more on that right now. I hope I have answered all the questions.
So the last on the merchandise, if you could throw some light on that.
Yes, merchandise is an area of, we have not really focused on it yet, I think, properly, but definitely there is a huge scope to improve that as well. Because people, when they come to an amusement park like this, they are not making rational decisions, they are all emotional decisions. So there is a lot of spur of the moment spending that happens, and we need to be able to capitalize on it.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all participants in the conference, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. Should you have a follow-up question, we would request you to rejoin the queue. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 now. The next question is from the line of Tejas Shah from Spark Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, Arun. Good to have you back. 3 questions from my side. First, and then the reduced offering and scale that will be opening our parks from 13th November. What will the break-even footfall that we'll need to achieve our neutral state on profitability?
I will let Satish answer that question.
Good morning, Tejas. See, we are going to launch this park, Bangalore Park, on 13th of November to the guests, and we are also planning at a special price, which will be in the press very soon. And it is going to be only the dry park and not the water park. Okay, and this we will be extending it for a few weeks, and this is to re-establish and opening our park. And the post-opening, where I am saying a situation where we have all the 3 parks opening and running, our cash break-even will be around 1,300-350.
Okay, and in terms of footfall, it will be how much?
In terms of footfall, the break even will be around 1,300 cash break even.
Okay. Got it.
Per park per day.
Per park per day. But we'll be operating only for weekends, right? So not the weekdays initially.
Initially, that's what when we start the Bangalore park on 13th of November, we are planning to open only for Friday through Sunday and holidays, and only drive park is allowed now by the government of Karnataka. So henceforth, there will be a limited drive park operations and experience to the guests at a special price. And I think going forward, slowly government will open up other water park, looking at the measures what we are taking. And also, we are awaiting the approval from Telangana government and the SOPs from them to allow us to open the park. And Cochin, as you know, the Section 144 is in many of the parts of Kerala, so we are not opening now. So once everything stabilizes, we are planning to open the other park. And once all the three parks are operational and we are at the optimum level, we will be spending, we will be having a break-even point of around 1,300 per park per day. That's what we are looking at.
Sure. Second question, Arun, in the opening remarks, you spoke about some of the cost cutting measures that you have taken. So some of this cost cutting across businesses we are seeing are tactical in nature and not structural. But if you can call out some of the cost measures that you have taken, which will remain with us even when the normalcy comes back, if you can call out some of those.
I think most of our cost cuts are tactics because our biggest costs are people costs. So I think we have a significant number of contract employees who we are not paying salaries for right now. We are only paying salaries for some critical employees and of course people on our payrolls, but everybody's taken a pay cut. So I think they are tactical, but that's what we need to survive, right? So once the business comes back, I think a lot of the costs will come back, but I'm hoping that it will be in a phased manner, and we probably can, maybe, I don't know to what extent we can say. We'll have to wait and see.
Sure. But measures like shifting your head office.
If I'm allowed to answer a part of it, as Arun sir said, if on a park normal running, the major expenses will be the wages and employee staff cost, and the operation expenses, repairs and maintenance will be some of the major expenses. And this will, once the park operations, we have to see how we'll take it forward, number one. And but strategically, yes, there could be a few component on how we approach on the operations and the efficiency what we have built up now, and also something like overheads what we have able to negotiate with the vendors. But these are not sizable because Wonderla philosophy and the DNA has been cost prudence. So we have always been a very cost prudent company, and you will not see a big change in that. But yes, there will be some efficiency improvement there.
Great. This is very helpful. Last one, if I may. What is the status of Chennai Park and Odisha water park also? Any development there? Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost the line of Mr. Arun. Please give me a moment while we reconnect them. Ladies and gentlemen, the line of Mr. Arun is reconnected. I will request Mr. Tejas Shah to please proceed ahead with your question.
Yeah. So just last one on Chennai Park, has the tax benefit been extended there or not? And what is the status of the park? And whether will need how much debt will need to complete the project in Chennai and even Odisha that we are planning to?
So we have not. We have to change in the tax. Obviously because of COVID, we've not been able to start work there and things like that. So we will have to kind of renegotiate that whole thing with the Chennai government because we feel like the LBT is an unfair tax burden on the amusement park as such. So we will definitely be looking into that. Once that clearance is approved, we will start construction, and then at that point we will decide whether we need debt or so that's the way we are looking at it.
And so Odisha?
Odisha is still at a very early stage, so I don't see that being a very big. We are still awaiting market studies on both the locations, but we've not been able to complete them because of COVID. So whenever we are able to finish our preliminary work, and then we will proceed with that. But Odisha, I don't see as a big, investment, big ticket investment. So I don't see once we are reasonably sure about the market potential and things like that, we can proceed with that. But Chennai will need to be, Chennai we will definitely relook at the tax burden and things like that because that will have an impact on the business of the company. So we will be going back on that to the government.
Great. That's all from my side, sir. Thanks and happy Diwali to the whole team.
Thank you. Happy Diwali to you too.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Costa from Rare Enterprise. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I had a question on this Chennai land. Just wanted to get a little more into detail. So currently we have the land, and how long does it take for construction to happen in general? Let's say there was no hindrances in the way. How long does it take to construct a park? And if you could answer that first.
It will take us about 18 months, 1.5 years.
Okay, so and when had you started? You had started construction, right? Before the lockdown happened?
No, we just finished land development. We still have not got approval to start construction from the government yet. So whatever delays we are facing right now are all delays from the government.
Okay, but they had agreed to defer that tax by 5 years after your park was ready, right? So where are we on that? I mean, what makes you think that they won't agree to postpone it even more since they've been already postponing it for you guys?
Well, we have to get it in writing because the government thing. There's a huge tax implication if it doesn't get done and we invest in the project. It's a huge loss for us. So we are thinking about renegotiating. In our current this thing, we are not happy with the 5-year thing. Also, we had actually asked for a lifetime waiver of the tax, the LBT, because we feel that the tax is too high. So that negotiation is still going on. So once we have some clarity on that, we will start construction. But until such time, we will not.
Is there a possibility that this land just goes unutilized and we have to sell it in case they don't cooperate, or do you think there's a low probability of that?
That's a very low probability, very unlikely, because they have invited us to set up the park. So that's the way it has happened. But I mean, as all government things and there is no precedent to this also. There is no other company who has done this. So I think we'll have to pave the way for this, and because we do feel like a large ticket investment cannot have LBT tax on the tickets and things like that. So it's something that for us to look into again.
Okay. And on the Odisha park, this will be on lease, right?
Yeah, the Odisha park is on lease and the land is practically, there's no much land cost or anything. So we just have to look at the market potential and then decide on that. But again, all that has been delayed right now because we are not able to do any of those kind of surveys on our host city.
Would you be able to tell me how much of the total fixed assets on your balance sheet is the Chennai land?
109 crores, including the land.
Yes, so how much is the land?
Land and land improvement is about 88 crores.
So overall
is 109
200.
crores. 109 crores is the overall Chennai capex as of date. Out of 109 crores, 88.9 crores is on the land and land development.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Manoj Dua from Geometric Securities. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. My question is little bit of longer term in nature. After IPO, I read your interview in which you said the Wonderla model has been proved very viable. Now the strategy is to replicate at many locations at faster pace. So what has been learning in last few years in terms of scalability?
I think the biggest learning for us is the tax issues, because of when we started this, when we went for IPO, the average tax on ticket on a Wonderla park was about 5 to 8%. Now, because of GST, it's about 18%, which is very high. And places like Tamil Nadu, they charge more tax, 10% on top of that, 28%, which practically makes the project, I don't think it makes it viable. And so that's the main change that has happened, and that's what has slowed us, our growth down. Trying to rectify that, especially in Tamil Nadu, and we are also trying through the association to change the GST slab for the entertainment parks itself, because we feel that 18% is too high a tax on the ticket on something which is so high in capex. So other than that, I think the people's propensity to spend and all those things continue and is continuing to get stronger. And the other big change I see is that a lot of the people are more digitally savvy now. So our marketing or we need to be more digitally savvy to sell, to retain loyal customers and all those things. So that is the other area I think that needs a lot of work for us.
Okay.
So if I may have to add here, sir. And see what Arun sir, adding to what Arun sir said, we are also looking at this asset-light approach in Orissa, Unlike the Chennai park where we'll be spending over 300 crores, Orissa we would like to keep it close to 100 crores. So we have also this model approach. We are working simultaneously on these things.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nitin Awasthi from East India Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I just have a question on the new businesses that the company is focusing on, and specifically Wonderla Kitchen. Wonder Kitchen, sorry. If you could just explain the thought process of the company behind this venture. How scalable does it think it is, and how big can it get, and how much investment would it require, and what was the thought process going into this business?
So actually the thought process is very simple, because when we had no work to do for all our staff for so many months, we just thought of something to do which would keep some of our staff occupied. And this is practically zero investment. There is really no investment for us to do this. We don't even need a prime real estate or anything like that. But I think what we've learned from it is that it is a highly scalable model. I think people are willing to spend money on food, and for us as a brand, if we are able to crack a correct model on this, I think it's a highly scalable also, because we can replicate this with very minimum investment, and it gives us a couple of things. One is it gives us a high recall value in customers' mind, because we are not present. We are a very low repeat business. People don't go to amusement parks every day or every week or every month. It's a very low repeat kind of business. This will help us to be more salient, have more occupy more mind space of our target customer, and it will help us to cross sell and upsell, not them to sell to our amusement park and resort opportunity. So I think that's the way we are looking at it, but it's still too early for us to say what is the what is the market size and things like that. We are still trying to perfect the model first. Once we have that, we will definitely give you more updates on it.
Okay, so when you say things like cloud kitchen, would you be leveraging the app-based delivery model or using the third-party apps, selling your product through them? Is that the way this kitchen works?
We do both. Currently, we sell half of people come and buy our own directly through us. More than half of the sales happen like that. But I think about 30 or 40% happen through Swiggy's and Zomato's of the world. But I think the Swiggy's and Zomato's are now growing faster because we were a very new brand and new product. So it takes its own time to kind of grow. So I think that we will be using both omni-channel.
Okay. And are the 4 kitchens that you're operating right now all break even?
Yeah, I told you that we don't really much have cost on this, so I think we are almost break even with very little. I think Satish will have more data on that, but I mean it's too small for us to even think about break even at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Satish, are we breaking even?
Yes. Not actually, because this COVID due to COVID situation, there have been some restrictions in some of the areas. Number one. Number two is we have also now geared up our marketing initiatives with the third-party service providers and aggregators, and we will see this. This is only the first 2-3 months which goes in the setting up and everything, and I think it is on the way to improve it further.
Okay. And in all these cities, are you competing with somebody on something like this? Because you're a very big company which has entered this space. So when you enter this space, you bring a lot of credibility in terms of, people do not know who they are ordering from in Swiggy. But if they order from you, they know the terms, the hygiene, etc. would be of a higher standard because you already have an established brand. So is there people you're competing with who are, that type of scale in this, all these cities?
Not really. That's the funny thing. I mean, we are competing against mostly local cloud kitchens and very small companies and things like that. So, I mean, that's why I said it's a very new area for us. It's completely new. We have not really, selling online on apps and all that is completely new. But I think there is a lot of potential because, for us, the cost of doing this is very, very low, and break even happens almost. It's practically the reason why we are not breaking even is because we are trying different experiments to see what people want and things like that. So once we figure that out, I think we will be able to. Also, we want the food that we sell in Wonder Kitchen to reflect our brand philosophy of fun and. So that will also take some time. Right now, we don't have that. We are just still working on it. So I think we will probably have an update maybe 1 or 2 quarters down the line, not before that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for explaining the venture, and best of luck for all your new ventures going ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ramakrishnam Raju, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi. I have the same question just now, which is repeated, basically on the Wonder Kitchen and Wonder Garden. So I think that's answered. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may press star and 1 now. The next question is from the line of Meet Jagani, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, Arun. Good to have you back. Are we looking for any other business initiative like Wonder Kitchen and Wonder Garden to boost our revenue?
Not immediately, because these two are just experiments for us. And the reason why we started them is because people have been out of work for so many months, and we wanted to engage them in some meaningful way. Also finding that it's a very low cost, we are in synergistic businesses, I feel, especially with Wonder Kitchen. Too early to say anything about the garden business. I think the business for food is always going to be, it's going to be an evergreen business, because as long as we are all alive, everybody's going to want to eat some food, and ordering food online is the new way to live. I live like that. Throughout the lockdown, I couldn't get anybody to come and cook for me, so I used to depend on all these apps and delivery boys for my food. So I think there is a big shift that has happened in India in terms of, people are opening up to food from outside. So I think there is definitely something there that we feel that we should be able to capitalize on. We can probably get into a nice niche. Like I said, we are looking at a fun food paradigm for our brand. It's too early to say how it's going to evolve, because it could change month to month, or day to day as it currently stands. So, but I think as we have more experience and in this area, I think we will be able to come up with something interesting. And the hope is that we remain salient in our customers' minds for a longer period of time, rather than Wonderla being a brand which people will think about only once a year. So that is the thinking behind it. Like I said earlier, we hope to kind of keep experimenting with this for some more time until some results come out. We will definitely update on it.
Okay. My next question is regarding the debt policy of our company over a longer period of time. Generally, we don't borrow much. We built a new park purely on our internal accrual. But on the other hand, if you see the capex will go up over future years, right? Like just now, previous participant asked of capex on Chennai Park, it is about 100 odd crores. But the Orissa Park, which is according to you, not a big model, we will be spending less, is 300 odd crores. So why don't we borrow more and expand? Because even if the park is set, it will take time for the revenue to stagnate, right? It will take 2 or 3 more years for the revenue to come to the optimum level. So just want to know your thought process regarding it.
So for us, I mean, we have no issue with capital. I mean, we can always borrow, or we can. The issue has never been capital. The issue has always been because of the nature of the business is very brick and mortar, and we have to actually build things. We have to work with governments in every host city that we are in. That creates its own set of delays and issues. For example, that's what happened in Chennai, because we have been ready to build the park since 2017. But somehow we have not been able to do it because of a lot of delays from the government side. So, I mean, and unfavorable tax issues and those kind of things is what creates delays for us. Because for us, there is no, like I said earlier, it only takes 15 months for us to build a park. It doesn't take any. I think in the world, we are probably the fastest company in the world to build an amusement park. I don't think we built our Hyderabad park, which is a 300 crore park, in 20 months, I think, which is the fastest that I know of. I mean, I've been studying this industry for the last 20 years. I don't see anybody who's been able to build a park faster than that. So building is not the issue. The issue is all the other stuff that comes before when we can build it. So I mean most of it is beyond our control, and so I mean capital has never been an issue. So I hope that answers that question.
Okay. And any plans to improve our manufacturing capacity, because it is our core competence in a way, right? So any plan for that?
We are manufacturing only for our own consumption, because we don't want to let go of. I mean, for us that is almost like our IP. So I mean, unless and we don't want to part with that, because that's part of our competitive advantage that we have, because we are able to build rides and maintain them at a very low cost compared to our competitors. So we don't see that as a big opportunity right now. Maybe later on we could think of getting into manufacturing on a larger scale, but I think currently we have other issues to solve, so we are not focusing.
Are you looking for any acquisition opportunity if you get in good terms, like one of the big park of Maharashtra is on the verge of bankruptcy? So your thoughts on that?
We are looking at those kind of opportunities, but we want to do it in these kind of, we will probably partner with them, but not as a full equity partner. We are open to managing and running parks for other people, because that's our strength. We can run and manage parks, I think, really well. So we are in talks with all the other players who have gone down because of COVID and other issues. So I think, there is definitely a lot of opportunities flying around right now post-COVID. We are looking at all of them.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aditya Bapat from Equentus PMS. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks a lot for the opportunity. My question is more related to the longer-term policy or strategy of the company. What I want to say is that your business is inherently one in which people should be coming together and, enjoying together, coming in groups and all that. So, obviously, given the current situation, it is totally against what people are wanting to have right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you see that this is just this is just an issue for the next few months till we have a vaccine in place, or is it something that you will work on over the longer term as well, and probably try to sort of have more rides which are spaced apart or something?
I don't think this is a long-term issue. Maximum 2-3 years, and either everybody will get it or everybody will get a vaccine. This is the only two ways this is going to end. So either way, it will get over in 2-3 years, because people sitting at home and not going out and not meeting other people is counterintuitive and counterproductive to the human condition, right? So people are always wanting to connect with other people, always wanting to meet friends and family. So so that is not no pandemic will be able to change that. However deadly that pandemic is. And from what I'm seeing, this pandemic is not that deadly compared to the ones that have happened before, maybe 100 years back, 500 years back, things like that. The only problem is we don't have anybody living from those pandemics to tell us how they survived it. So we don't live that long. So, but what I've seen is we have the human race has survived many pandemics, and we are still doing the same thing. So I don't think long term there's an issue, but short term maybe about 2-3 years. Yes.
Okay. So then, whenever we construct a new park, our theme for that or our logic for that will not change. It will be in line with what we already.
More or less the same. And actually, compared to a movie theater or any other form of entertainment, we are an open. In that sense, we don't have. There is not really an indoor closed thing. Even the water park, contrary to what people are saying, I don't think water parks will create more spreading of a virus, because water is sanitized in any case. It's not like it's very unlikely that like if that was the case, then everybody who comes to an amusement park will get a cold, right? Because you should have got a cold and people would have been falling sick a lot. But that has not happened in the past. So I don't think COVID is any different. It's also another form of the virus, and so I don't think long term there are any effects. But then but it has changed the way people use technology and use certain services and things like that. So we will have to adapt to those for sure. Yes.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thanks a lot and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from line of Anuj Sharma from M3 Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Arun, congratulations. Good to see you back. My first question is, beyond parks, do we also look at, because entertainment is one area we seem to cater, any plans to enter into adventure activities or entertainment or people at large beyond the parks which we cater to?
So we wouldn't want to get into adventure sports by ourselves, because it's a little more skill based, and there are other companies who do this well. We might partner with them, for example, in our resort or something like that. I don't think we want to get into it directly, but it is an allied activity. So we are open to doing it by partnering with other people. Yes.
Okay. Any proposal on the table, Arun, or it's just exploration thought?
Which one?
Adventure activities beyond what we do in our parks. Anything beyond that, whether it is partnering, have we have something on the table, or it's just a thought as of now?
As of now, like you asked me the question, so I'm telling you that we are exploring it, but it's nothing is final yet.
All right. And my question is, it'll be difficult for us to envisage what happens over the next 3 to 5 years. But the incremental parks which we would be looking at, are we looking at the northern, or let's suppose beyond south, as a area for us to focus, or just how do we look for expansion? And also there are neighboring countries like Sri Lanka or Bangladesh. Do we also have to have some plans going beyond India? Just your thoughts on new parks expansion. What are the key criteria basically you look at for opening?
So we look at, obviously we look at weather, and we look at the population size in a 300-500 kilometer radius, because we are a regional park, and so we are in that sense more akin to a Six Flags than a Disney. We are not a destination theme park like a Disney, but we are more like a Six Flags. You can compare us to Six Flags in the US, because there are multiple parks, but they're all regional parks. So that's the way we want to operate, and there are opportunities in other countries also. We have been approached by Sri Lanka and Bangladesh as well. We are currently exploring an opportunity in Sri Lanka to see whether we can partner with somebody, but it's too early to say whether we are going to take it up or not. So yeah, these kind of opportunities keep coming, and we will keep exploring them. But we find a fit in terms of market size and the philosophy of running the park. If it matches with the other person, we will definitely partner with somebody as well. That's the way we are looking at it.
And just an extension, do we also look at the northern part of the country as a place to expand, or south is our forte? And
northern part, we are open to it, but of course, if the weather is too extreme, like for example Delhi, I find the weather too extreme, so we will have to close the park for 4-5 months, which is not favorable for our industry. Maybe then we'll have to do something more indoor to keep away the weather and issues. That's what the parks in Dubai have tried to do, right? They have tried to make a lot of their parks indoors because the weather is bad. But I think that's not, I don't think the Dubai experiment was successful either. In spite of spending huge amount of money, I don't think any of those parks made any money. So I don't know, the northern part of the country definitely has more issues with weather and people wanting to go out during all times of the year. So we will have to see what we can do there.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sanket Guradia from VEC Investments. Please go ahead.
Hi, Varun. Hi, Arun. Good to have you back. Just one question from me. As we're broadly an outdoor entertainment company, are we looking to do something more for the indoor activity? And indoor, by that I'm trying to imply, are we trying to get into some kind of gaming for people who are in their homes, just as an extension?
Okay, yeah. So that's the other area that we are looking at, because how do we make ourselves relevant to people in the digital era, where people are most of the time spending their time on phones, especially kids who we target a lot. So yeah, so that's also something that we are looking at in terms of how we can. But again, very early stages to even talk about it. But yeah, it's of interest to us for sure.
Okay, and so of course I get your saying we're too early, but is that something that's relatively serious on our table in terms of exploring either as a gaming or some kind of an app-based work, or?
Yeah, we are exploring it, but it's too early. Yeah, too early to comment because I've just come on board, and I'm not. These are discussions we are having right now, but too early for us to make a concrete plan out of it.
Sure. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints, that was the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you all for attending the conference call for Q2 FY21 for Wonderla Holidays. We are confident that we will come back stronger than ever, and of course we will change with the times as well. I think this is a good, it's like a good reset. What COVID has done to the world, and I think the stronger companies will definitely survive this and come out faster and stronger. And we hope that we are in that category, and we are working towards that. Thank you for your support and your patience. Good afternoon.
Thank you. On behalf of ICICI Securities Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.
Thank you.